like Two-Face. So Dark Water and Death in Heaven. I'll just do the two together because why not? I'm not mucking about with them. So this starts off with Danny getting run over, which is good because he was Pratt. um, and the way Clara takes it is very clever. I really like the fact that she's just like, no, no, I've fought villains and monsters and Daleks and God knows what else. A fucking Ford Mondeo can't be what takes him out, and that's a really nice way of doing it. And she goes absolutely mental and sort of tries to sort of coax the Doctor into doing it by being absolutely nutballs. Um, and obviously he deceives her, which is very cool, which was cool. But then does it anyway, and it's just, but at the same time, it's just like, no, piss off. We'll do this, and then we're finished. That was, I can't. I'm so disappointed in you, sort of thing. Um, and they do it, and they go and try and find heaven, and they find the dark water, or what was it called? The three words, three W's, the three words, three words, which is don't cremate me. Um, and yeah, and it brings in this whole idea of and it's the Cybermen at the end of the day, and they've been falsely telling people that they are going to be, that when you die, you can still feel you can still feel everything, and trapping people's souls in the Nethersphere, which is a Time Lord hard drive, and yeah, and that's all quite fun. And the Master's now a girl, and that's really where the first episode kind of stops. Is that the Cybermen all sort of start running about, and they find out that Missy is the Master, and Clara's found out that Danny's in this hard drive one way or another. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's all very good, and actually watching it, it was all really fun. I think my biggest issue with with first step is that why the hell have they made the Master a girl? Why couldn't it have just been the Rani? If they wanted a female Time Lord, they could have just used the Rani. They do have a a female Time Lord kicking about. Just saying, just throwing it out there. I think the big problem is because now people want the Doctor to be a female at one point, and I don't think they're ever going to do it. So they've just started this pissing and moaning contest. Unless they say that he's managed to do it through nefarious means. But that's the other issue, is they're saying, oh, the Rani is blah blah. Oh, the Master's now a girl, and escaped. Because that's the other thing, is how did he, she, it escape death? Because they killed him pretty solidly last time. He's got no regenerations left. I don't know. They're just, and I listened to Stephen Moffat said it in like the Doctor Confidential, where he's like, "Oh, I always like the air of mystery," and it's like bullshit. You just couldn't be bothered thinking of something. You've just written, yourself in a corner and couldn't give a fuck. That's terrible. That's really, really bad writing. That annoys me so much. But apart from that, the first episode sets up really well for it. You've got Danny's dead, and he's sort of on the inside, and that's how they've got them led to this point. And then Cybermen are all coming out of St. Paul's Cathedral. So that leads into Death in Heaven. So Cybermen are all running around. Unit comes in and tells them to go for it, and puts the Doctor in charge. That's funny. They find and they're like, "Oh, we need a president. We've made a president of the world, and he's in charge of everything." And it's like, "All right, who's that? Someone really stupid." "Well, you should know, Mr. President." And he's like, "Oh." shit. And that was a really funny scene, and that's a good thing for them to do with it as well, is have him sort of in charge because there's a major alien takeover. And it's nice to have Unit back. I like Unit. I do not have a problem with Unit being a regular occurrence. It should be. It's Unit, you know. Go Unit, you know. They kill the nerd girl. Fine. She wasn't, you know, she wasn't Sergeant Benton. It's okay. You know, I think killing her off was fine. Supposedly she's coming back. I don't know how or why. I know they're doing a load of big Finnish productions with her though, so that's fine. I am more than fine for that. But I think they've killed her. Let her be dead. It's fine. We'll just give them someone else to be in charge. She was a little bit. I think she was a little bit too gimmicky of a character. What with the inhaler and thick glasses and bow ties were cool and stuff like that. It was all a bit. Yeah, she was just too nerdy. She could they went too far with the character for her to be a continuing realistic character. Whereas what they've done with I want to call her the Brigadier. I'm going to call her the Brigadier. Fuck it, she's the Brigadier. She's a very serious, sensible character, and she feels like a real person, and I liked her. I like her, and she's brilliant, and she plays the part fantastically, and she feels like she should be in that part. So yeah, big props to her. She was brilliant. So going back to the episode, so yeah, they kind of have that. Missy kills the thing and escapes. On Clara's side, she finds Danny's now a Cyberman, but hasn't been switched on properly. Bit weird. Um, and then yeah, the master gives the army to the Doctor as a present. Basically, it's basically an experiment of what would you do with that power, and the answer is give it to someone less important to deal with, and he hands it to Danny, who then self-destructs it, which is cool. I like that. And the big thing about it, which makes it a winner, was the speech that he gives, because there's this whole running thing in this series of, is the Doctor a good man? They ask it in Into the Dalek, and that's the overrunning plot of this one, is that the Doctor is basically going through a midlife crisis and isn't sure what he stands for anymore, because he's just had his whole plot, his whole storyline, you know, from the new series, like retconned from being, I'm a destroyer, I'm a shambles, I need to redeem myself, to being like, no, I didn't, I didn't. We saved it. What does that make me? And he doesn't know whether he's a good man or a bad man or an idiot or whatever. And yeah, he realizes that he's an idiot just passing through, and he does that speech, and it's so good. That is the highlight of the season. The number one thing is his speech at the end when he finally clicks. And that was one of the problems with this season, is that the Doctor, although he had some really good stuff, never clicked. And then he does that, and you're like, finally, there he is. That's the Doctor. That's this Doctor. He's an idiot who's just passing through. He's just a grumpy old Scotsman who is a dafty. He's a big dafty. Fine, perfect, brilliant, love it. Yeah, I really liked that. And then they do the Brigadier as the Cyberman then, and they kill the Missy by having the Brigadier kill her. That was really stupid. I don't know. Did he fly off and self-destruct as well? Do we now have the Brigadier as a Cyberman flying about being a superhero? That's my question for you there. That would be really shit. I hope he self-destructed, but they didn't show it, so I couldn't say. Yeah, so that's... Anything else? Yeah, so Danny's deed. Oh, and Danny, he gets given a way out. There is a way he could come back from the dead, but he sends the kid that he accidentally killed instead. That's a nice little payoff that it doesn't save. He doesn't save his life. He saves his soul. Cool, brilliant, like it. That's a nice way of ending it, and it's a nice way of getting rid of the silly bastard as well. Although Clara's in the next season, so we don't know. We will find out very soon. I plan on doing these, episode by episode as they air for the next season. Now that I've just gone, sorry, we just record them on the phone and upload them straight to YouTube, whether I get the tags right or not, who cares. So I think that's my rants for this one. I know they weren't very good and a little bit here and there, but I wanted to get it out the way, and so people at least had my opinions before the next season comes up. So yeah, first season overall, as I've said in my sort of warm up, was very yeah, the filler episodes were better than the ones that actually meant to push the plot on. The Doctor didn't find his feet until the end, not because of him, but because of the writing, and so on. But it's over now. We've got second series of Peter coming up now. Let's see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you for episode 1 of the new season. Cheerio, bye.